This is Dr. Chitra Aravind. Please welcome back to my channel, Manas of Pursuit of Happiness. Apparently, I've noticed that 51% of the viewers have not subscribed to my channel. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also to like my video. So today's topic is more intense and going to be very beneficial as well, I would say, for our own mental health and our happiness. That is resilience. So I don't know how many of you have heard about this term called resilience. Let me explain first of all what resilience means. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. So life may throw a lot of problems at us, but these resilient people can take it up and come back, come back from adversity and go back to their original ways of living, and sometimes even more stronger. So in order to explain this concept, I'll take two categories of people. Let's assume that these two categories of people face similar problems and similar traumas in their life. For example, some facing natural disasters or losing their loved ones or failed in exams or had very pathetic relationship failure, divorce or love failure or financial setbacks, whatever trauma you can think of. But then category A are the ones who have survived all these problems and come back to their original way of living or even grown more stronger. And now let's take category B. These are the ones who have succumbed to the life's threats and even lost their own lives. That is, by committing even suicide. I would say suicide is a very bad decision anybody can take. So this is only a permanent solution to a temporary problem in your life. I would see it only that way. So for a lot of depressed people and people who are having a lot of real traumas in their life, like whatever examples I gave so far, I would only tell one thing, that is suicide is definitely not a solution. So there are resilient people who are facing even more traumas in their life but still coming out in a more brave way. So here I'm going to share some of the important positive psychological capitals or qualities or resources these resilient people share. So when you know about these qualities, we can develop these qualities in ourselves and also nurture these qualities in our children. Instead of improving on the marks or improving on the success quotient or improving on the fame, you can think of nurturing these important resilient qualities in ourselves and in our children, so our future generation is going to be more mentally tough. Okay, so let's go to the qualities. The number one quality which would differentiate a person from a non-resilient person is being more aware of one's own self. So by the word self-awareness, I would say that one should be aware of one's own needs, desires, wants, and what gives them happiness and what are the emotional triggers. Because generally what happens is just people follow the life as it comes, or they follow somebody else's life and finally land up in a wrong relationship or land up in a wrong career, and most of the time depressed and dissatisfied in their life. So it's very important that we be more aware of ourselves and discover ourselves and just chase what you want in life. And also one more word of caution, that is, please also understand what really makes you happy. This answer to this question is really not answered by many people. Many people, I'm seeing in my own clinical experience, mostly the depressed people, when I ask them what makes them happy, they generally are behind things which are mostly not available to them, and mostly not morally or socially acceptable things, or those things which gives them only temporary highs. For example, like drinking, smoking, or getting into a wrong relationship, or following only hedonistic pleasures. So these things, or by following these maladaptive coping techniques, you may end up in a very low feeling or depressed when it's actually not available. So please check to the answers for this particular question about what really makes you happy. It's very important to chase our happiness in a more eudaimonic perspective, that is giving more meaning to our life. Okay, let's go to the next point, that is being more confident. So this is the most important quality, I would say. In my experience with clients as well as in workshops, I've come across this point time and again, that self-confident people, no matter what their problem is, no matter what their even talents are or their looks are, can emerge victoriously. It's a sheer belief in oneself. So whenever you feel low or you think that you can't do it, and what others would think of you, or what if they judge me, don't ever go into that shell. just emerge and accept yourself for whoever you are. You may be short, you may be bald, or you may be thin. Does not require any kind of positive assets to say that I should feel confident of myself. The sheer acceptance of who you are right now makes you the most confident person. And it's important to go to the society, even to the present yourself in a not always in a socially acceptable way. It is common sense that we need to be more socially acceptable, but then that should not be a major goal about pleasing people and wear masks whenever you go, literally. So you don't ever shy away from showing the real you. So that is very important. And next quality of the resilient people is self-discipline, which is way missing in our generations right now. Self-discipline gives lot of peace in our life. For example, for everything in our life, we need to keep thinking, what should I wear tomorrow? What are the choices I have to make? What is it I have to cook? All these things take away most of our times. Rather, when our life is more programmed, and it's like it can go on an automatic pilot mode, and we need not make a lot of choices which will take off our mental energy. So we can focus on more productive things. So self-discipline involves getting up on time and having a routine to follow, and sleeping on time, and having to get 6 to 8 hours of sleep, and doing some moderate physical activities, and following punctuality, and giving more respect to the time. These are all defines how disciplined you are. This is very, very important. Next point is about embracing change. This is very, very important. Even this is a very important quality of successful people as well. That is how quickly you can adapt to the changes that life throws at you. Because change is the only permanent thing. There are people who are so rigid and want to control the environment. But you have to come out of those comfort zone and want to immediately adapt. And you have to really adapt to whatever changes life throws at you. Only then we can actually survive any difficult moments in our life. So flexibility is very important. That makes us more resilient. So let's go to the next quality. So it is about having a positive attitude. So being more optimistic. But generally human beings are wired to be negative. So we often say negative words and think negatively, and this will not happen. These are the usual thought process most of the human beings are into. But then we need to train our mind to see the opposite of it, that is being more positive. Because definitely we have a lot of things in life, even plus as well as minus. But what we look more into is the minus, but not the plus. So we need to train our mind to be more positive. This will also bring out the gratitude. Gratitude is again a very, very important thing that we should have, because nowadays people are forgetting to be grateful for what they have. Because generally people, our human mind itself is like, it always thinks like the other side is more green. It looks like as if for us the other side is green. Even in lockdown period, you would say like, okay, I was working and I was fine and all that. And when you go to working, you say, I would prefer to be at home. This is just one example. Likewise, for every aspect of your life, and you are really chasing some success or something in your life, and when you really have it, then you say that I don't have that other aspect. So definitely, your mind is always looking into what we don't have. So we got to train our mind to see the positive things, and also what is that I am blessed with. So that is one important quality which differentiates the resilient people from a non-resilient ones. So let's go to the next one. What is the next quality, which is very important? That's social support. Resilient people have a lot of friends and relatives who can, who they can turn to when times of pressure and in times of stress. I'm not talking about having 1,000 followers or even 2 million followers in Insta or in Facebook. I'm only talking about real relationships, that is a more positive ones. At least having, some 1 or 2 relatives or 1 or 2 friends who can really listen to you in times of stress. That is very, very important. That human connection is very important, and that can make you really resilient. And next quality is about having some goals in life. Just imagine if you're having some goals and if you're like pursuing that, definitely we won't feel like giving up on our life. And we can also look into the more big picture. For example, a goal also can be related to having some meaning and purpose in life. And this is very important. In most of the depressed people, this particular quality will be missing. They won't have any meaning and purpose attached to their life. They'll be mostly after this hedonistic life pleasures. When you can really look for something big to achieve or and have some more purpose which is bigger than your life, definitely you won't even think of contemplating suicide. So you can all think of what and whys of life, what can add that meaning and purpose to life, or like kind of helping other people or doing some activities which can even add meaning to your life. Just think of it. Okay, and let's go to the next important quality which can differentiate, that is nurturing yourself. It is very important to take care of one's own self, like taking care of a small baby. Because many times we are very harsh to our own selves, and we don't appreciate ourselves, or we are not more compassionate ourselves, or we are forcing ourselves to work for 24/7, and we are not giving ourselves a break to our body as well as mind. It's very important that we take some breaks from our life, by engaging into some pleasurable activities, or engaging into vacation, or indulging in some hobbies, indulging in any activities which gives you some happiness and real enjoyment. And we all deserve that. And when we have the break and when we can come back, definitely we can be more productive in our lives. And one more important quality resilient people possess is that they are open to learning. So life is all about learning, right? So learning a lot of soft skills or important life skills like problem solving skills, stress management skills, decision making skills. So and lot more other skills are also there. So apart from our education system which teaches us a lot of things and subject matter things and knowledge, we also should equip us equally with these kind of life skills, which is very important for us to survive and navigate through very difficult situations in our lives, especially problem solving skills. Let's say we are facing a lot of struggles and problems in our life, and when we don't know how to solve this problem, some people can even give up on their life. But definitely I can assure you that there are solutions for every problems in our life, and all you have to do is keep learning these life skills. Only then we can really become resilient and can have this confidence that definitely I may have problems in life, but still I can live and know how to solve these problems and go even more higher in my life. So we have seen these resilient qualities which differentiates us from people who can give up on life and who can go on with the life in the more positive vigor and more in a successful way, and also in a more healthy way. So you have to have these kind of qualities and the positive resources or the skills, whatever you call, all these things make you resilient, but this cannot be attained in a single day. And developing resilience is a process, and life is not going to give you any shortcuts to happiness and success. It all takes hard work. So if you make these resilient qualities as a part and parcel of our lives, we can definitely face any problems in our life, whatever problems the life throws at you, and emerge victoriously. So people who are watching this video, do try to nurture these resilient qualities in yourself, and don't forget to nurture these qualities in your children also. Because most of the time the parenting is into making your kids more successful and also going behind fame and all this time. But please teach them to be happy. That is more important. And those who are adults, don't look back and say I have had a very bad past and I can't do anything about the life. Time to take responsibility and time to be the architect of your own lives, whatever your past may be. It's a time to release your past if the past is going to be even more traumatic. When you crossed your 18 years itself, now life is in your hand. You have to take the driver's seat and now carve your life in your way. Don't dwell always on your past and be stuck there so you can't see what the future holds for you. So try to be more in the present and be mindful and enjoy this beautiful life that is gifted to you with all these resilient qualities. So all the best, and let's not hear any more such news on suicide. Let's make our whole nation and even the whole world more mentally healthy. All the best. Thank you. Bye.